the next tweet. I've been called a slut and a whore because I was on the pill off and on from 12 for irregular periods. I've already talked about this with that douchebag. But basically, I've been called a slut and a whore because I have bad periods, basically. Because I would take a drug to keep me from bleeding to death. But I would take one to keep me from having to go through another D&C just to get everything cleaned out. And I know that's too much information, but it's the truth. Sorry, sometimes the truth sucks. Now the fun ones. They're not fun at all. I'll go with the first one that I made first, and then with the next one, because the next one really explains a lot. Because somehow it's okay to make rape threats or to tell a woman she shouldn't worry because she's too ugly to be raped. And that is said a lot, you know. A lot of times online, women get rape threats for speaking out. And if a woman doesn't look a certain way, she's told she doesn't have to worry about being raped because she doesn't look a certain way. Well, that's wonderful. How many women get raped all the time? Let's see what Rain has to say. About victims. Sorry, should have had this pulled up. 17.7 million women in America have been victims of attempted or completed rape. 1 out of every 6 women has been a victim or of an attempted or completed rape. 9 out of every 10 rape victims in the year 2003 were women. Okay, a lifetime rate. 17.6% for all women, 17.7% for white women, 18.8% for black women, 6.8% for Asian Pacific Islander, 34.1% for American Indian and Alaska women, 24.4% for mixed race women. Okay. That's a lot. And I bet not everyone is going to look like a supermodel or like your favorite crush or whatever. Some are going to be overweight. Some are going to be downright ugly. Some are going to be old. Some are going to be young. Okay? So, the idea that you have to look a certain way to be raped is ridiculous. It is uber fucked up. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Now, for my final tweet, which was actually my second one, so anyway, I was told from the time I was 8 until I was 12 that being fat would keep Chris from loving me. The man who told me this is related to me. He was also the person who molested me when I was a toddler. I was very young. Under 3. Somewhere between 1 and 3. Basically 2. Actually 2. Now, if you don't know much about what causes obesity, one of the big things, childhood trauma. Child abuse is more likely to cause a person to be overweight. Women who have been abused, whether it's physical or sexual or even verbal, which what he did later was verbal. What he did early on was sexual. They're more likely to have food addiction. There's articles on it all over the internet. They're been studies that have linked incest, sexual abuse before puberty with the obesity right now. This means that it's not just a women's issue, it's a health issue, it's a health care crisis issue. It's not just a sexual violence issue. It affects everything. It affects how many doctor visits a person will have. It affects life quality. It affects the ability of people to do their work. There are women who have PTSD now from events that happened before they can even truly remember what went on. And that may seem strange that you can have trauma for something you can't remember every detail of, but it happens a lot. And there are groups. I'm in a group now for women who have PTSD. And we have all experienced violence of some sort at the hands, basically, of a guy. And you never realize that everybody else is going, that there's so many of us, because we don't talk about it. We don't. I was 29 the first time I brought it up. I've had the same therapist for over a decade, I think, and I've known her longer than that. I did not even tell her about it until I was 29 years old. Okay, I waited 27 years to tell anybody. I waited, almost 20 years after he died to tell anybody. It'll be 2 more years, it'll be 20 years since he died. Yeah. Because I was it messed me up. I mean, it really did. So, the tweets, if somebody makes a tweet and they don't want to make a video, I understand why. It's not that it didn't happen. It's not that they haven't had it happen to them. It's that they're not ready to talk about it. A lot of the women who posted on that said that they were not really ready to get into the details, and I totally understand that, because I don't really get into the details even when I share, but I think I've covered everything. Sorry this is so long, but I was just trying to talk about it. So I hope other people contribute to the project, and I hope other people start talking about what they've been through. Oh, and for the record, every woman knows it's not all men that do this. That it doesn't have to be all men, but there are enough of them that do it that it scares the crap out of us when we're around you. Sorry. It sucks. Sucks for us, sucks for you. That's no reason to denigrate women, to denigrate feminists, to say that we owe you anything, or that we're the problem. The problem are the bad guys, and unfortunately, we all suffered because of a few bad apples. I'm sorry.